Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Harley Quinn Season 2, Episodes 9, 10, and 11. So we're here with another 3 episodes this week, just as a way to finish up this series in time for the next one that will be taking this slot. And that means next week will be our final 2 episodes reaction. So last time we had quite a bit happen. Harley and Ivy were captured, sentenced, imprisoned down in the pit, escaped, kissed, and then Harley went to Darkseid. Got parademons, tried to take over Gotham, but was eventually stopped. And yeah. A lot of pretty wild shit going on. I'm very, very much interested to see where all of this ends up going, though. Because there's only 5 episodes left, the 3 this week and then 2 next week. And so, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how all of this ends. Because we've still got this wedding with Kite Man and everything. We've got all of that going on. Psycho has now left the group. Gotham presumably is going to be put back on the map. A lot of things to think about. And I honestly just want to get right into it because we got 3 episodes to go here, so let's do so. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episodes. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, this was a trip. I'm going to definitely miss some things here talking about all of this, but I'm just going to go over the highlights for me. So the first of these episodes was the bachelorette party episode. The B plot was King Shark and the bachelors out at sea. King Shark has to go handle his stuff with his fiance. He ends up getting married to her, but they choose to have a completely open relationship due to just not really having any love for each other, and they're only marrying to keep war from breaking out. So they're basically just married just for the sake of peace. But the A plot, Themyscira is being controlled in Wonder Woman's absence. Everyone is being brainwashed. And it's been turned into a resort spa as a deal with Lex Luthor. Meanwhile, Harley, Ivy, Catwoman, and some others are there for Ivy's bachelorette party, and things get out of control when Harley and Ivy sleep with each other. A bit of a step up from kissing. And it gets really awkward, but things start to kind of get back to normal, but then they sleep together again, and it's just awkward again. And it's just like, it's obviously so blatant that they're trying to tell us that, oh yeah, Harley and Ivy are going to end up together. We've seen that they've kissed, they've fucked multiple times, and it's like, it's clear they're going to end up together. That's undeniable. The question is, what's going to really be the breaking point here? I assume it's going to be Harley saving Ivy now after what we saw at the end of the last episode. Episode 11. And we'll just have to see how it kind of goes. But this episode, it was really good. It was fun seeing some more of Catwoman, as well as having Nora Freeze return and end up having a relationship with Maxie Zeus, I guess. Why not? Sure. But And then there's that Jennifer character from Michigan, and it's just like that part made me laugh just because I'm from Michigan and everything. It's just anytime I see it, I watch a show and there's a character from Michigan or the show is in Michigan or something, it just makes me laugh. It's for some reason it's just entertaining to me when that ends up happening. Like the Loud House is set in Michigan as an example, and it's just like that's really funny to me for some reason. I don't know why. It just is. Um, but yeah, so we see a lot of growing tension between them, and they still see each other as friends, but there's definitely some issue that they're just not ready to accept this. And the big, well, Harley very much is. She openly admits her love to Ivy, but Ivy's not ready to accept it because of her relationship with Kite Man. As I've stated multiple times now, both in this reaction and last time, Ivy very much does love Kite Man. That's undeniable. And they're a great couple. But I think she loves Harley more. And I think she's realizing it too. And she's struggling with that idea because she does love Kite Man. She does want to like be with him, but I think that's why she's trying to rush this wedding and everything, as we see, because she just wants to kind of solidify that to kind of get her mind off of her feelings for Harley and kind of have an excuse to not have to think about her friend that way. And it's like, I get it, but it's like, come on, girl, just follow your heart. It's very clear how this is going to end up. But in the midst of all this, Dr. Psycho ends up returning, having formed an alliance with the Riddler. He and the Riddler take control of all the remaining parademons who stayed behind, I guess. We saw them returning, but I guess some of them stayed behind, so they take control of them and continue to wreak havoc. There's a lot of still excessively gruesome shit. And things are just going really poorly for everyone. Psycho ends up taking control of the rest of Harley's group as well, and almost takes out Harley, but with help from Jim and everyone, they do manage to escape on the Batplane. However, this makes her realize that she needs to unleash the Justice League from the book of Fables, which I had forgotten they were trapped in there, by the way. I think that's been made very clear. So she has to bring back the Joker. So she brings back Bo, I think his name is. She brings him back to the factory where she had jumped into the acid that turned her into Harley Quinn, and where Joker was born as well and everything. And she has to bring him back. She pushes him in, and Bo ceases to exist. The Joker returns. And she manages to blackmail him into getting to find out about everything, and they go to his girlfriend's home. And he breaks up with her. They get what seems to be the book, and they head out, but have to deal with parademons and shit after the parademons steal the book. Once they get it back, they find out it's a fake one, but at the same time, Joker realizes that he does actually have feelings for this woman. So they go back, he admits this to her, and actually agrees to start a legitimate relationship with her as the Joker. They unleash the Justice League, and it seems like everything's going to go better now, but there's still the issue of Harley and Ivy. And that's when Ivy, who had gotten pissed off at all the parademons messing up her wedding plans, comes and is now possessed by Psycho. Because she had confronted Psycho, he possessed her. Now she's trying to kill Harley. Because if Harley's head is brought to Darkseid, Psycho will be given the Earth as a whole from Darkseid. And it's just like, this is getting interesting. I never expected Psycho to become a full-on like villain, and I mean villain as in like antagonist of our characters. Obviously, he was always a little more standardly evil than like Harley or Ivy or any of the others. He definitely always seemed more like that, but I just didn't expect him to actually become an antagonist towards them. And end up taking over with the Riddler. Like, that never would have crossed my mind. And even working with Darkseid, it's like, holy shit. And then I obviously would have never expected Harley to work with the Joker again. And that's happening. And then them working with the Justice League, and it's like, what the fuck is going on here? But I'm really interested to see how this ends. We have 2 more parts to this finale, and it's going to be a really interesting closer for season 2. I will say, just based off of all the episodes we've had so far, this season has far surpassed season 1. And season 1 was great, but season 2 is honestly phenomenal. It's easily one of the best, in my opinion, superhero shows out there. Just the characters, the storylines, the plots, the humor, and everything. It's in terms of just pure entertainment factor, it can't be topped. Like, I like a lot of these other shows, a lot of these other superhero shows. I'm talking like DC or Marvel and then everything. I'm not talking like when you compare it to like My Hero Academia or something like that. I'm talking like specifically like, you know, the big main 2 companies. And it's like, you compare it to something like even Young Justice Outsiders, which also reacting to and everything. And it's like, Young Justice Outsiders is really good, but it just doesn't have as much of a high entertainment value as this. This is more fun to watch. And yeah, part of that is the comedy. It makes it more interesting. It makes it more unique. And the different takes on these characters. While Young Justice is definitely more, you know, standard takes on these characters and all. But, and again, this isn't to say that Young Justice is bad. Far from it. It's just, I think I like Harley Quinn more just because I think its stories and its characters and its humor and everything, its writing is more captivating to me. That might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't care. I really love this. And I love the stuff that they brought in this season. I mean, hell, I could imagine some people would argue that the entire thing with Harley and Ivy in this season and the will they won't they kind of toying around that they're doing, some people would argue that that's a bad cliche and that it's old and that it's boring and it's just like, just get together already. But I like the way they're writing it. I think they're writing it very well. And the fact that they're not like trying to deny that this is going to happen, again, it's very obvious that they're going to get together. They're not trying to hide that at all. But that they're explaining why this will they won't they is going on is smart and a really good way to handle it. And they're giving a legitimate reason. Because let's be honest, like I keep saying, Ivy and Kite Man work really well as a couple. And they're a likable couple. So it's like, you definitely see why Ivy is so hesitant. I just think that this is a really smart series that's really handling these characters in a new, refreshing way that really stands apart from others. Not to mention, like, yeah, it does have a lot of great progressive jokes in it that not just like pokes fun at things, but also acknowledges progressiveness as a necessity and just acknowledges a lot of this, especially queer relationships, as something that should be normal. Like when people find out like about Harley and Ivy, like and everything in these episodes, you like hear them say like they're rooting them on, and they don't even seem surprised by it or anything. In a lot of shows, there would be like that surprise, like, oh, like two girls are in love, and they make a big deal out of it, even if they accept it. But in here, it's just like finally she admits the truth, and it's like just be true to yourself, follow that, and no one is saying anything about that. No one is making this big deal about two girls having feelings for each other. It's just normal. It's just okay. And I love that. So I really love what they're doing here, and I really can't wait to see how this season ends. But I'm very much excited for just more Harley Quinn in the future, even with the controversy about Batman in season 3 not being able to eat out Catwoman. um, I'm still excited for when season 3 does come. You know I'll be reacting to it. And I hope that this season does end out on a good note next week when we get to the final 2 episodes of season 2. But yeah, tell me in the comments below what you thought of these 3 episodes in the meantime. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.